Hello, hello. I am so excited about this. So, this is how we're going to do it. So, those of you who watch the replay, totally fine. You want to watch the whole thing. I'm telling you. Okay. So, my name is Raven Woods. I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks IEP. I help parents gain the knowledge and confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meeting. Really? Get it done. Okay. So, with that said, if you're new to watching me live, post a 1 below. I want to get to know you, okay? And if you haven't hopped over to the group, you've got to do that, okay? And if you are oldie but goodie, post a 2 below. And of course, you guys know what to do, okay? So, a 1 below if you're new, a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. So, with that said, I'm doing something a little bit different today, which I'm really excited about. And that is bringing some parents on to talk about what their thoughts are on this page or the group and where they're coming from and what is their story. And I find this so interesting because we all come from different backgrounds, have different stories, have children all across the spectrum and with various different disabilities. And this is just really exciting for me because I have become very close to many of you guys. And I appreciate that. I appreciate getting to know new people. I appreciate getting to know your story, what you're about and who you are, and all about your kids. And I think that I stick by that we are so much better together, and that people that, want to do things on their own and, want to just do things in their own little corner, that's fine. And a lot of people may have that personality, but I just want to bring people together because this is such a rough arena. It's very stressful, a lot of anxiety, overwhelm. Parents, there's some parents, I'm telling you, are just going through hell. And I get it. I've been there. I was just talking to a parent and I was telling her, I have this tough exterior, like I'm a go-getter. Let's get this done. I know I can get that done. I know my laws by the back of my hand. Let's do this, But in all actuality, I'm very sensitive and I break down all the time. But I have learned to have a tough exterior, especially in an IEP meeting. And obviously my tough exterior also comes out when I'm so passionate about something that I get it can be overwhelming at times. It gets overwhelming to me, but I'm so passionate about it, I can't help myself, because it's so important. Because if I didn't become as passionate as I was and be headstrong and determined, I wouldn't have gotten to where I was today. I dealt with wasting so much time, effort, energy, overwhelm, stress, loss of sleep, and more because I wasted 6.5 years of not knowing what the hell I was doing and didn't know who to turn to or what to do. There wasn't as many advocates out there, or, there wasn't any really successful ones or good ones, that would fight like me. I'm an advocate myself, and I think advocates are great. But my thing is like, nobody's going to fight like I would. And so, I was just hell-bent and determined to learn everything I possibly can. And then, of course, being an advocate with COPA and trained there and under Pete Wright and so forth. But in all actuality, my training came from being in the trenches of hell and doing what I had to do for my daughter and not stopping and not letting anything get in my way, period. So with that said, those of you who are hopping on, hi Perla, how are you? Post a 1 below if you are new, post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. I want to get to know you. I want to know my oldies but goodies that are on here. But if you are new, post a 1 below, say hello, tell me about yourself, and don't be shy. And if you haven't joined the group, head over there and check it out. It's amazing. So with that said, I'm going to call Erin here on Skype and we're going to get to know her, okay? And she's an amazing parent, and I want you guys to just get to know her, okay? So let's call her real quick. All right, so let me pull this over. I'm going to split my screen. All right, and we are going to call Erin. All right, let's see. I'm totally new at this. Now it's not letting me. Let me see. Let me get out of Skype. All right, let's see. I am new at this, y'all, so give me a second. All right, so here's that. Now let's call her on Skype. All right, hold on one second. We're going to call her. I got this, y'all. I'm just new at it. All right, so here we go. Hopefully it lets me do. There we go. Working. Oh. All right. Hey, Erin.
Hello.
How are you? Okay, so we are live, and I'm so excited to be talking to you. So, for those of you guys who don't know, Erin is amazing. I got to know her a while back, and she's awesome. You know, she is a parent that reached out to me and needed some help, and I can't wait to have her tell her story in reference to her, file cabinet worth of paperwork. And it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. So I'm going to let her talk to you, and I'm going to ask her some questions so we can get to know her better and go from there. So, Erin, hello. I want
Hello.
you to tell everybody, who you are. Tell us about, how you found this page, and you have a son. Tell us about him.
I do. So my name's Erin, and I live in Texas, and I have an 8-year-old son. He's been diagnosed with high functioning autism, ADHD, and anxiety primarily. And it's been years and years and years of me just struggling to do my best on my own, completely. I've been a single mom his entire life.
Right.
He's struggled with a lot of problems that I didn't have a name for and I didn't know how to properly deal with. And I've been asking for advice and hoping that I'm getting good advice and just sort of navigating it completely on my own. And it sort of all culminated years and years and years of just trying to do my best and having a lot of behavioral problems and daycares. And then when he went into the public school system, having a lot of behavior problems there just because of the overwhelm that a lot of children with those disabilities have in that setting, but really not getting a lot of good guidance on how to help him. And
Now, your son
just this
actually has quite a few, behavior issues. Like, you
yeah.
said, you and I have had actually many one on one conversations and gone into depth there. So, would you be open and comfortable, talking about some of the things that the school system has done with your son that is abrasive and a little bit, shocking that other people that maybe can relate with you?
Yeah, just this past school year alone, I mean, this current school year, starting September of last year, I've been seeing a large increase in frequency and intensity of restraints being used on my son. I've had him complain to me that they're hurting him. I've actually recently had to take pictures of bruising that I've seen on the backs of his legs. I actually requested for about 2 months to see footage of restraint there in the school because they did confirm that they had cameras in the resource room. And then when I finally was allowed to view this footage, I watched him being, well, they said blocking, but they kicked him in the leg twice on camera. And just trying to feel like when you leave your child for the day in the hands of somebody else, you want to know that they're safe and you want to feel confident that they're getting an education, but that they're also mentally okay, that they're being supported the way they need to be. And definitely this past year, it's hit a point where I just needed help, and I felt like I was completely failing him, and nothing I was doing was improving things for him. And I'm watching him fall further and further behind, and hate being at school. And it's just it's hard as a parent to feel that pain that your child is feeling. Like, school is difficult, but it should never be that nature of difficult.
Right. And you're now feeling, you know, in some of our conversations where the school system's just trying to get rid of you, right?
I was actually told by a parent who used to be our PTA president that I needed an advocate. She said, you need to go and find an advocate, because that's really the only way that they're going to take this seriously, because they are trying to get rid of you. And I was told that by her and a couple of other people, that what was happening was not right. And if I didn't have someone in my corner that could help me help him, that it wasn't going to get any better. And of course, when I asked her, well, great, where do I go for an advocate? She's like, oh, I have no idea, but I could make some phone calls for you. And it didn't really go anywhere from there. And that's actually about a week before I saw you on Facebook. And I saw one of your posts on Facebook was when she told me that. And I started really trying to dive in to finding anyone that could help me with direction on finding an advocate. And I was just scrolling through Facebook, just as everyone does.
Right.
And one of your posts came up, and I clicked on it. And I think, honestly, that's probably the best thing I've done in the past 8 years of his life. It's been a game changer. It's been a complete game changer. I mean, everything is so different now.
Aw, I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do. So you came to my page, okay? There's lots of pages out there on Facebook, as you know, and some pretty good pages. You get a lot of parents, and they communicate and they talk, and it's really nice, for parents, period, to be able to communicate with each other. But it's also, in my opinion, as a parent, I really try to and strive to do things how I would be okay with it. And the reason I say that, as you probably know, I am very much a perfectionist, which I'm so far from perfect, but I try. But no, I just have a type A personality where I strive to do better, But what I'm trying to say is, what made you feel that my page was different? I mean, or was it not different?
Yeah. Oh, you're on a bit of a sound lag for me, so sorry. No, your page is completely different from anything that I've seen. Immediately, what got me to stay on it, because I am actually a member of a number of different pages where it's different parents, or different pages that are for parents to speak amongst each other and sort of ask for advice. And one of my favorite things about all these pages is there's a big stressor on do not ask or give any medical advice, because that's something that I ran into a lot in the beginning, and it was a nightmare. So I appreciate that across the board. But the thing that I feel every other page is lacked for me is real support from the person who's running that page. You get support where if there's a problem, the problem's addressed. But there's no real hands-on feeling of, if you're going to create a page, it's because you have the knowledge and you have the experience to help other people along, sort of learn from your mistakes or learn from the knowledge you have to offer. But really on your page, it's the first time where I've had that. If I feel like I don't understand something, I can ask, and nobody else stops what they're doing, drops everything, and really focuses in and answers that question. And then not only answers the question, asks questions, because you can think you know what someone means and then go off on a long explanation, but it's not what they meant.
Right.
You really ask the right questions to make sure, well, if I ask you something and it's the wrong wording, Well, what did you mean by that?
Right.
That is the biggest thing that I think I appreciate that so much, because not only maybe you answer my question, but 12 other parents that are watching either live or on the recording after you finish the live, they're watching these videos. And I've asked a question, you've checked for understanding on your end and then answered it. And now all of these other parents have this answer that they couldn't find anywhere else. And in a real conversational way, like this is an actual applied answer. And they can use that information or at least have the right direction to have the problem solved that they're facing. Because it's nerve-wracking to go into a situation that involves your children and not know what you're doing.
Right. And I love the fact that, my group especially, this is the page. It's a little bit different. People aren't as communicating, with each other. It's more on our group, which is great. But what I've found is, sure, I started my page and my group to offer value in regards to the IEP, because I realized after years of doing it on my own locally that there were so many parents struggling. And, a friend of mine just said, Raven, just go do it, and I finally did. And I was like, whoa, I didn't realize it was such a need, And so I love the fact that parents give their input. I go live and I get to know you guys and answer questions, and it's super fun. But, I wanted to, touch on one thing, recently, as last weekend, I launched Rock the IEP, the course, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's great. I love it. I'm so proud of it, 7 months worth of hard work. But, I also know that, if I was on a page or a group and someone launched a course or, they were selling something or whatever, in my mind, I would be like, okay, that's great, but how is that going to help me? What is the value in that for me, as a parent? And so when I created the course, even collaborating with some attorneys and COPA advocates that are, within their training and so forth, I knew that it had value. I knew it had substance. I knew my process and my trademark PPPN was successful just from how it's transpired and, other parents. But you recently got the course and, it's become an amazing tribe, as over on the course private group. And then we have face-to-face Zoom chats. So what made you get the course? I in my mind, I'm like, okay, I just started this page in September, I think. So what made you get the course and what was worth it? And did you think about it before you got the course? Like, was there hesitation?
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this a lot, and anyone who, I know everybody doesn't know me, but as you get to know me more and as everyone in my life knows me, I don't do anything without overthinking it. For me, like I was talking about when I joined the page, the biggest win for me was your lives. And the fact that they were all just right there and you could watch them. I showed you notes where I'm watching your live videos and you're like, you're going to say this, you're going to get these things. And I'm working, listening to your live videos and taking down notes. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to have this ready. So those were so beneficial. And then during those lives, you're talking about your educational vaults. And so I went onto your page and I dove into the educational vault and everything that I had enough money at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and again, I've been a single mom my kid's entire life.
Right.
So I don't have just this crazy disposable income. I've got 2 jobs. I'm going to school. My money's wrapped up in my child and my education. And he has doctor's visits. There's always money coming in and immediately going out. So anytime I had enough money that I could justify spending, I would buy resources from the educational vault. And there was one that I'd been saving up for, and that was the 5 Laws video and the write-up that you have. Mm-hmm. I'd been saving and saving because it's not like it's this astronomical amount of money you have to spend on it, but I've got to buy groceries. So I'd been saving for it.
Right.
And then you launched your course.
To the hour plus PowerPoint.
Hour and a half making this real information that you can speak to video, which, oh my goodness. But no, speaking about that, I mean, you launched this course, and I think one of the biggest things, and it's not even the biggest win from it, but one of the biggest things for me was you invest in this course, you get all of these things. Also, the entire educational vault opens to you. It is there for you
Yeah.
with this course. And I thought, finally, I can get this video.
Right.
And so I'm like, I already was saving up for the 5 laws video and resource, the write up that you have for that.
Right.
And then I'm thinking, okay, so I have money towards this.
Yeah.
And just a couple more weeks I can save up, maybe 2 more paychecks I can save up and get the course. And then, I mean, I cannot express my gratitude for this piece, your payment plan. So I had this money set aside in order to get the educational vault, the video that I wanted.
Right.
And that was the amount of money that I had to make for the first payment towards this course. And I thought, boom, done. Because not only am I getting something, one thing that I've been waiting and really needed, because there's no possible way that on my own I can understand these laws. It's just, they're so complex. And even once you grasp them, how do you actually apply them in real life? You can't, I mean, it's so easy to be wrong. And it's so easy to waste time chasing one thing that's not even a thing. And that's what I was doing. I'm chasing my tail.
Now,
So not only do I get this,
I,
but you've got everything else in the course.
right. So moving this along, because I have some more interviews coming up. All right. So my question is this: is you got the course, you had some struggle with some finances, but it ended up being okay because you're already saving for the 5 laws and the video that goes with that, which is
Yeah.
tremendous, and then the number 1 statute. But
Yep.
and I love that just because you're walk through that foreign language as you saw, and then you're led into, oh, how do I flip that and make it about my child's impact of disability? So I love that for myself, because back when I was going through this and really, really hardcore in the trenches of what I call hell, as you know, I wish
Mm-hmm.
things were relayed to me in a way that I could understand. I mean, the whole arena of the IEP was foreign to me, and how I would normally act and discuss things and talk and communicate with somebody is not how it's done in the IEP. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, you guys see my personality, out on Facebook, and it's bam, let's do this, let's make it happen. No, that's not right. You shouldn't put up with that. Hell no, etc. And that's my personality. But the reason I do that is because I know what's going on is wrong, and it needs to change, and it's up to us, like I said, better together. So real quick, wrapping this up, 2 more things actually is you're moving on to module 3 now. There's 6 modules
Mm-hmm.
within each module. And of course, you got the whole educational vault for free, which is what you wanted. But let me ask you, was the course worth it? I mean, you're only halfway through, almost halfway through. So
Mm-hmm.
is it valuable to you? Have you gotten anything, is there anything that you would tell other parents? Like, what is it going to do for them?
Yeah. For me, you start from the beginning. It's very like, wipe away everything that you think you know about this process. Wipe away all the experience that you've had that has been unsuccessful so far. And that's what I needed, because I can't hold on to my previous experience because it wasn't successful, it wasn't working, and I need a fresh start. And that's exactly what your course has given me. So my son's been through this IEP process for years now. It's been like 3 years. So my initial thought is, okay, I'm starting from the beginning, but I actually right now need all the way down here. But it's so easy to be mistaken in that way. It's so easy to be in that mind frame of, I need step 10, but no, you need step 1. And that's what you have given me. It's this slate clean, bare bones, start from the good solid foundation of things that I missed in the beginning. I wish that I had had this resource when I first started, but I am so happy that I have it now, because not only am I getting the information that I need to make sure that when I get to step 10, everything's been done properly to that point.
Right.
I mean, I never had an IEE done for my son, ever. And that is literally module 1. It's literally the first thing. You want to make sure that you have everything in line. You want to have the right approach. And what do you actually need for your child? What does your child need to be successful? And thinking that way, it sets you up for success going down the line. And then when I'm at step 10, where I think I'm at now, I can actually do it properly. But even more than that, even more than just being able to start from the right place, I feel like I have like a little family. Like you said, tribe.
Yeah.
It's so true. We're all on this page. We're all helping each other out. We're real people. I mean, we had these.
Course group, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the course group page is probably the most validating place for me. I feel so free to be honest there. Everyone is so accepting. Everyone is so willing to help. If you have a question, so does everyone else. Ask it. And no one has had anything negative to say about anything.
Right.
Everyone is so supportive. And the help that you give every single person in that page, even now when your focus isn't 100% there yet because you're still working on everything to finalize it, girl, when do you sleep? When do you sleep? You are like 5 people in one. I mean, the amount of time that you take just in your live videos to answer every question, you're like an hour greater than the amount of time that you initially planned because you stop and you answer every question. I don't know how you function. I really don't. I'm like,
That.
I have so much respect for you.
Yeah, it's weird. I've talked to my husband about that where, help it. I gotta answer that question. But really, I appreciate everything that you're saying. I know when I asked you to come on and just tell your story and, just be authentic and be you. And I think that's a valuable thing for other parents to see. And I'm so happy to have you on the course. And you're right. You've got to go back to the baseline. Sometimes, even though if things have worked a little bit along the way, which you've had some successes, along the way, when you're hitting those hiccups, there's something that's going wrong. There's something that's transpiring that's not working, and going back to the baseline and starting fresh and really getting that value in how important that is and the substance in it to be able to move forward, and how this right here really creates that path for you of whether it's going to be smooth or not. That doesn't mean everything's perfect. It doesn't mean you're not going to disagree or you're going to have conflict. It just means when you have this foundation, you have something to build off of. If you don't have, it's like concrete, if you don't have something to build up, then when you get up, it's going to crumble down. And so
Yep.
it's so important. I really appreciate you kind of saying that. Now, I have to tease you a little bit, and then I got to get off. I know, I'm really bad about this. So I remember I didn't really know you that well, and you had reached out to me, and we had talked initially, and then you kind of disappeared. And I was like, okay, well, let me follow up with her and see where she's at. And I know eventually you reached out, and you sent me pictures of your file box, and I excited. I'm ready. I'm prepared. I still have the message on my phone. And you're like, straight up, I'm good. I got this. I'm putting it all together now. I was still trying to message you and you ignored me because you were so busy putting it all together. Do you remember this?
Uh-huh. Stop.
You were hell bent on the fact that you were totally ready. And for
Yeah.
some reason, and I did not know you at this point, I just had talked to you. And
Hmm.
I had a gut feeling. I actually even said to my husband, something's not going to go right. And that wasn't me thinking negative. It just was like a gut feeling, because I was like, I've talked to her, a couple times, and I'm like, she just wasn't fully ready, and, it's important to realize, like, I know I did, I wish I had the help that, hopefully I give others, and I didn't have that. So I would have taken any type of constructive criticism or whatever the hell I was doing wrong, and please just show me the way, because that's where I was at that point. It wasn't about me knowing it all. It was about me being shown, or whatever it is, to make it work. And if it works, I don't care, just show me. So tell me about that meeting.
Oh yeah. God, I wish I had brought that. It's that
About that.
huge filing. Yeah, actually 2 seconds. Hold on.
Okay, we're all here.
No, I'll show everyone. It's like this. It's pathetic. I felt
Oh
ridiculous. So
goodness.
this is my big old filing cabinet full of papers, and this is what I called my arsenal. I was so cocky. This is all my paperwork. I had post-it notes. I had everything filed, and you know what? I didn't open it once during that meeting because I walked in and they had derailed it from the first second. I had requested that a district representative be present. They told me when I walked in that not only was she pulled into a last second meeting, but they were going to have the assistant principal sit in for her, which is so insanely inappropriate. And all I could think was, why are we here?
Right.
And then they just took the meeting over. And I had this confidence, and it shattered immediately because I didn't know what I was doing in that meeting, and they all did. They've had the training, they had the experience, they go through all of this, the motions, and they're actually prepared for that meeting, and I was not. And oh man, you want to talk about a humbling experience.
Right.
It's like you said, I was so busy getting together what I thought I needed, and it was just so misguided.
And
So misguided.
is as reassurance, and we've talked about this, is you're not alone. So many,
Yeah.
I did that, so many of us, I thought my first IEP meeting, I went in literally with one of those roller huge suitcases full of research and laid it all out on the table. And I mean, think about it. That's a lot of information and did nothing, it was just knowledge,
Yeah.
I was really good at getting my Google PhD.
Yeah. I think for me, the most beneficial thing is it's like you can have all this knowledge. You can Google and follow every page and get all the paperwork, but if you don't know what to do with it, if you don't know how to speak in those meetings, if you don't know how to be in control without being without being negative, without being combative, but being in control and having the confidence that you know how to keep that control no matter what. And that's what I don't have. And that's, I think, everything that you teach in this course, I have all of the interest in, but what I think everyone needs, no matter your experience level, no matter what your position is in that meeting, you need that PPPN that you teach in the course. You have to know how to speak in these meetings, and I am not that person. I have a very hard time sort of changing the way that I interact with people because I'm a very, this is how this works. This is why it works that way. Okay, go kind of person. But you can't be emotional at all in these meetings, and I struggle with that a lot. It's hard not to get emotional when you're in a meeting about your child.
Sure.
And I definitely have a history of shutting down when I get frustrated because when I get frustrated, I have a hard time dealing with it. And those meetings are so frustrating.
Yeah.
So that's, for me, I think everything is beneficial. And it's not, for me, it wasn't a question of do I want to invest in something that you've created. Is this something that my child needs? And am I investing in my child? And 100%, 100%. No question. I can't do it alone. I tried for years and I can't. I just can't. And even without the course, even without the things that I have purchased and have benefited from, worth every single penny doesn't even cover it. But I feel so much more confident in direction alone, just that I know that I'm not completely lost at sea. And that I have people where if I have a question, I'm not going to get judged. I'm not going to have people shouting me down, oh, your kid's just bad. You need to medicate your child. I've never had anybody say anything like that to me, ever.
Right.
It's been amazing. You can't find something like this that you've created for the price that you're charged, like $300, a little shy of, especially with a payment plan. The things that you've created, this course alone, I think anything I've seen that's even remotely like it's been closer to like $1,000, and that's not even counting all of the follow up and the support. It's like per hour fees for that. You drop everything that you're doing and answer questions. You've written emails for me. You're reviewing full IEPs and evaluations. It's like you're available all the time, and nobody does that. Nobody. So I mean, for a third of the cost that anyone else would charge for something like this, but at actually being beneficial, I would have done anything to make that first payment just to have that course.
Oh. Well, thank you. I am going to have to get off. I have Aaron to get on the call with me. Or not Aaron.
I'm
Nicole.
like, oh, I'm right here.
Um, but listen, I appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else appreciates you coming on here. I know it's nerve wracking when you're not used to going live. And I'm sure all the other parents on here appreciate you and telling your story. And I know I sure do. So thank you. I appreciate that. So for everybody else on here, I'm going to hang up here with Aaron. You guys stay tuned. Okay. And I'm going to bring Nicole on. So give us a minute. All right. Thanks so much, Aaron. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So we are now going to bring on Nicole, and hopefully she is ready. All right. Thanks so much, Erin. Take care. Hey, how are you?
Hey, Raven.
All right. So, everybody, this is Nicole Jocelyn. She's amazing, and I'm going to, let her have the floor. But I want you to know that she's like super smart. She makes me feel like a little person. But she's great. I really love her. And I think that you're going to get a lot of value out of what she has to say. Hey, how are you?
Hi. Hey, Raven.
All right. So turn down your volume, Nicole, so I don't hear myself echo. Okay, perfect. I don't know if it's on. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Do you have like a phone on or anything like that?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. Because it's like echoing. It's all right. All right. So I want everybody, I just want to get started. We've been on a little bit. We had Erin on, which I'm sure you know her from the tribe we've created. But just tell us who you are and, about your son and what's going on with him and, how you found this page and, I'll kind of let you have the floor.
Okay, well, thank you. I just want to say thank you first. It's an honor to be here with you today. Thanks for having me come live.
Welcome.
I'm coming at you today from South Central Pennsylvania, and I am the mother of two wonderful boys. And my youngest is Jacob, and he has autism spectrum disorder and a provisional ADHD diagnosis. And he has a lot of gross and fine motor issues that we're working through.
Awesome. So how did you come across this page? Because I'm sure you're members of several pages and support groups, a lot of us parents are. So how did you come across, my page or my group? And, is it a group that you love? Is there a difference between my group and other groups? I want parents to know, what your thought process is.
Okay. One question at a time.
Okay.
So I'm on Facebook. I really had given up Facebook for quite a while. So I have a master's degree in science. And about 6 months ago, I was really just focusing in on finishing my master's degree. So I just didn't have a lot of time to be on Facebook. It wasn't a top priority for me. And at that time, my child was transitioning into the kindergarten school age system from preschool services. And so there was a lot that went down during the transition, and I was at the point, Raven, where I just didn't feel like I had it in me to fight the school. Like, this takes so much effort and so much time to really prepare yourself and to go into those meetings and really advocate. And I was really at this point where I was like, I've got to put all my energy into my master's degree. And, we all get like that. We all get to this point where we're balancing like multiple things in our lives. And it was really my support group. So I studied at Temple Institute on Disabilities, and so I have a background in advocacy already, and it was really some of my friends there that I reached out to. I was like, hey guys, I really don't think I can go on to do this. Like, I'm going to have to go to mediation because they found my child ineligible for special education. And I'm trying to balance this master's degree. I defend my thesis, in front of my committee in a few weeks. How in the heck am I going to make this all happen?
Right.
And so they were really like, Nicole, you are the most knowledgeable parent I know. Like, you really know your stuff. You just need to put that aside.
But
Put it
I reached
aside,
out to you
right?
forever ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, you have to help me moderate this group because it's like growing so fast and you're so knowledgeable. So yeah, I mean, continue. Tell me about like what brought you to me.
Yeah, so I finished my thesis, and for a while I was like, I'm giving up Facebook. I don't have time for this.
Right.
And I successfully defended my thesis. I received my master's degree. Yay!
Yay.
And it's so exciting now because now I have time. And I have time, and I'm like, oh, I'm not letting the school walk all over me. Like, this is not going to be how it goes down. And so I really found your group, just coming across Facebook, and it was like, I wonder what this is. I love your name. I love the logo. I was like attracted to the logo right away. I was like, yeah, rocks the IEP. Autism Mama rocks the IEP. I love that. And so I want to see what this is about. And you just like you're speaking my language and you're going live, and I think it's incredibly useful for people because compared to the other pages out there, people are just putting out information, and it's just things you can read. Okay, so, and that adds value if your learning ability is reading. I mean, that's really huge. But some people need the face-to-face. Some people need the live video. They need more than that. And so I think you add a lot of value in that way, and that you're not afraid to go live, and you're putting yourself out there, and you're offering all of this valuable material to people in a way, in a format that's not typical. Okay, so thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I want to kind of lead people into, I started this page, like I told you, back in mid-September. So it's not been long. And, it's grown like it has over like 100 people a week on the group. And, what value, I was listening to you and you were saying, how it's different. And I'm the same way. I have to see you and, process it and understand, like what is it they mean. And, also what I'm big on is, I want to see your body language. I want to see who's behind that writing, that would be my question. I've read blogs and, and you get tired of reading after a while, but I want to see what's behind that. I want to see the person, so I can totally feel you with that. And that's where I wanted to strive to do that, because I wanted to do something that, and being as picky as I am, do something that would be, and I know I'm my own worst enemy, like I am picky. I am that parent, so I'm like, what is it that I would accept, and it wasn't writing. It was being me and being out there so people can see me and understand that I'm actually a real person behind that. So real quick, you recently bought my course. So being as knowledgeable as you are, at first I was surprised and kind of taken back, even though I wanted you to get the course. You're so knowledgeable, and you've helped out on the group and the page, and people, are always thanking you because you have a lot of knowledge, and I love that. And it's factual knowledge. So it's not, here's what my opinion, it's this is what you need to do. And very generalistic, not personal. I like that, because all our situations are different. And since most people don't write a book on who their child is and what the situation is, it's good to be general, and state laws. And so my question to you is, what made you buy the course? And moving into the halfway point of module 3, have you found value in it?
I definitely have. And I would say, just speaking to parents right now, if you're considering buying this course, maybe you're on the fence and you're unsure if this is for you. This course is absolutely worth it. It is absolutely worth it. And if you have ever walked into an IEP meeting and you feel nervous, or they make you second guess yourself. That happens to me. I walk in and I'm feeling that they instantly turn the switch on, and it makes me feel like I'm crazy. Like, what they're saying makes me feel like everything that I came in to talk about is completely unfounded. And it begins to kind of make you think, maybe my child really doesn't need these things. And I think what has really brought value to me in the course is the hunt and gather process that you have, which is huge. Okay. And so you have taken a process that I already knew about, but you've helped me fast track it. Okay. And that's huge. I was like, you're going to save me so much time. And efficiency matters in this time. Like, I don't have a lot of time. I realize the school sees your kid. You come in and they might see you for a few years, and then they transition you to the next school. They only have your child for a limited amount of time. And time matters, right? If you can be as efficient as possible in getting what's meaningful and appropriate for your child, that is key. And that's crucial. And so you have really fast-tracked this process of the eligibility, the evaluation process, going and get the IEEs. And I think that was huge for me. And right now, we're moving into module 2 and lessons 3 and 4. So we're really talking about like the 12 most important steps to help you prepare for the IEP. I can't wait to really dive into that because, like I said, even I, who am extremely knowledgeable with special education laws, walk into those meetings and I feel nervous. I feel a little bit unprepared, and they're much, much more practiced in this. Everyone sitting at that table goes through these all the time. And so they easily turn the table on you and make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. And you've given us the tools to go ahead and to get that information to support everything that we're going to say in that meeting. So that's huge. So if you're on the fence and uncertain of whether this is for you or not, this adds a lot of value. It really does. This course will add a lot of value, even to somebody that knows the laws. And I can't wait to get to the PPPN process. So the plan and prepare, the present, the persuade, and then the negotiate process. So I'm learning those techniques right now, and on my own, of course. But I can't wait to role play. So one of the things about the Zoom is we're going to role play, and no other course offers that. You're not going to get that in any other course.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that. And, you're in the plan and prepare stage, and I love that. And, I can't wait to get into the presenting stage. That's my favorite. The prepare is so important, but, you have to start there. But the presenting and persuading is my cup of tea, and I cannot wait to get to that part because that's where you're really taking action and what you're learning in that baseline. So, that's where I feel like I flourish because it's so exciting to me to be able to present in such a way that, as many of you have seen, I've posted emails recently how I completely shut that principal down immediately to the point where the principal apologized immediately to the parent. And then the parent gets a phone call from the director of special education who ignored the phone call all year. I mean, that was so exciting for me. And but I did nothing wrong. I literally was factual, stated the point, and done. This is it.
Right.
And I didn't sugarcoat it, but I wasn't rude in any way. And so, see, I get all excited. I cannot help myself. So, okay, well, I appreciate you coming on. We have one more person to come on. Then I have 3 more later on today. Part of me wants to just back-to-back it for everybody, but it'll be too long. But I appreciate everything you've said. And, I know that, with the course and, with, the payment plan and everything that goes into it. And in all honesty, today's the last day that the course is available because I have to, tomorrow our Zoom face-to-face calls start and I have to totally focus on you guys and really getting you through this process. So,
yeah.
Real quick, one more question. Was there any hesitation for you when you got this course? I know you found value in it, and I love how your perception of it is actually very different than Erin's, who we just spoke with, which I think I love that, that people have receive it in different ways. You know, they see the value, but your situation, it just shows that your situation is not exactly like Aaron's, you know, and everybody's situation and children are different and unique. So was there any hesitation for you when you were going to buy the course? And if you had hesitation, what was it?
My hesitation was really just money, initially. So I love to learn. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I've studied a lot of the laws. And I just want to speak briefly too. Like I feel that you're very educated. So your qualifications, and I don't know if everybody knows this about you, but we've talked before.
Right.
Raven has a dual master's degree, so in business and then in educational leadership. So that's huge. And then you're rights law trained and you're COPA trained. And these are trainings that I haven't had yet. And I feel like what adds value is knowing that you've taken those pieces that you've learned and you've created this course with all those materials. So you've kind of assembled something that is going to add value without somebody going out and spending all this money for the rights law course or all the money for the COPA course. And I would love to do those still. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to take those courses, and I may absolutely take them someday. But I feel like you are definitely ahead of me, and you're probably ahead of a lot of us in your knowledge and just getting it done, the get it done process. And I tell everybody, is like, she's ahead of us. Like, she really knows her stuff. And so she's putting so much time and so many months into creating something that is going to bring value. Mm-hmm. And I really, when I saw the price, I was like, this is a great value. Like, how can you not think this is, not for you? And so this was huge for me. But the money was something like I opted for the payment plan just because I need to kind of space it out for me personally. This is something that I'm, investing in with my own funds. So my husband and I have a shared bank account, but I also have my own for things like this that, I want for myself and for my child. So I hesitated initially about the cost. I had no concerns about your qualifications. I just wanted to put that out there, that I really feel like you know your stuff and you've put a lot into this course. Yeah. And it's correct. I have not come across anything yet where I'm like, well, she's not right about this. I mean, it's been true. It's been factual and it's been helpful, and you've helped really like take something and make it more efficient. So if you're the person who doesn't want to waste time, this is for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to hop off here. I got to get on with Tara, but I can't thank you enough, and I'm sure everybody out here listening, appreciates everything you have to say and your perspective on everything. But I can't tell you thank you enough, and I appreciate it. And I can't wait to be on the Zoom chat tomorrow.
Oh, right. Yes, definitely. Can't wait.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right, everybody stay on. We have one more phone call that we're going to do. And hopefully you're getting value out of this, and you're getting, hopefully you can see me. Hopefully you're getting some value out of this. And the reason I'm doing it is because it's one thing to always hear from me, I love talking to you guys. I love coming live. I love doing Monday's tip of the week. I love doing Tuesday's Q&A over on the group. And I love, doing Thursday's content. Anybody that's hopping on right now, my name is Raven Woods. I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks, the IEP. And I help parents gain the knowledge and confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meeting. So if you really dissect what that means, hey, Jennifer, how are you? Hey, Brittany. Who else we got on here? We have Nicole Bittner. Welcome, welcome. And we have Michelle, who I will be talking to live very soon. Hi, Sabrina. How are you? All right. So really, I want you to know that when I help parents become the CEO of their IEP meeting, it's not just a general thing. Okay, become the CEO. Here you go. Let's do this. I actually walk you step by step through the whole process. Okay. And the reason I have to talk about this is because today is the last day of the course being able to be open to you. I'm actually closing my doors tonight. And I have to do that because tomorrow the live Zoom chats start with my course group and tribe over there, who we've become actually pretty close, and it's become a real family. So you take, this is the page. It's not as warm and fuzzy, I guess you could say. It's more out to the whole public, you know. And then the group is people that I accept into the group, and you know, it's a better together situation where people collaborate and talk about their situations and what's going on with them. And you know, I do a live Q&A specifically just for my group because they're special. And then I have a course group for all those who have bought the course, you know, and they get, you know, above and beyond. They've gotten, if you've been on my website, autismmamarocksIEP.com, I have a whole educational vault. They get everything. And they get the whole course where I walk you through the whole process. Now, the PPPN that you've heard about, that they've mentioned, I think both of them did, is the plan and prepare, present, persuade, and negotiate process that I have trademarked because of how success has happened with it and the process I walk you through from beginning to end. So I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it. I love helping people, and I do go above and beyond. Yeah, I'm exhausted, but I have really found a whole lot of value and help and support even from all of you as well. So it actually feeds my soul to be able to help parents really nail this process because I've been there. And, you know, like many of you know, I recently filed a 19 complaint in my state, you know, and 18 were founded, you know, because I don't put up with anything. You know, I'm a no bullshit kind of girl. And, you know, even if they're non-compliant about the smallest thing, I'm done. I'm not putting up with it anymore. And so I still go and I'm in the trenches too. Yes, the IEP is good. My daughter's IEP is great. But that doesn't mean they're always compliant. It doesn't mean we still don't have conflict. So I just know how to address it immediately and nip it in the bud immediately. And so I love how my parents are coming live, telling you their stories, and you're hearing something that's not just from me, that's from people who have actually joined in this tribe to really stop wasting the time and effort that it takes to get our Google PhDs with these websites that are actually not updated, believe it or not. And if you look at a lot of articles that are out there, when you Google something IEP, you'll see that a lot of them say 2014 or 2016 or whatever. And IDEA has actually updated and amended a lot of things since then. So being up to date is crucial. So with that said, I'm going to call Tara and we're going to talk to her. I love the fact that all of these people that I'm bringing live to you guys are so different. So different. And I love that they're from different places, and one's from Texas. And, you know, so as you saw, they're from all, you know, Nicole's from Pennsylvania, and then Tara's from actually a small town that state that they don't provide a whole lot because they don't have the funding, which you don't even want to get me started with that topic. But let's call Tara, talk to her, and then we'll kind of put a cap to the 3 interviews that we're doing, get off here so it's not too long. And then I'm going to hop on a little bit later, maybe after dinner, and we'll do a couple more interviews because I want you guys to hear from other parents, and, you know, hopefully you can relate in some way to them. And if you're interested in my course, please message below. And again, if you're new and you're hopping on, post a 1 below if you're new, post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie, and message if you're interested in the course either below, or you can actually PM me privately. Okay, and I will get you the link for the course. The cart does close tonight. Okay, so let's get Tara on the call. All right. Hey, Tara.
Hey,
How are you?
good. How are you?
Good, good. All right, so I am so excited to have you on here, and we've already had Aaron and Nicole, and I'm sorry it's been so long, but they've definitely I hope added value to other parents and helped them, relate. And I definitely know that you can do that too, in helping parents realize that they're not alone, and that they actually can find help and stop feeling that sense of overwhelm and stress and anxiety and feeling like they're hitting a brick wall. So I just want you to tell everybody, a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Tell us about your child with special needs, and how you found my page.
Well, my name's Tara, and I am a mother of three, and my little one, my last one, is 8 years old. He has autism, ADHD, and Tourette's syndrome. Um, a lot of his issues are behavioral. We noticed that the things that he did weren't like my 23-year-old and my 17-year-old, and everything's routine for him. Everything's, you have to follow the rules. You have to go the same way to school. You have to.
Right.
And so when it came to the school, they were like, well, it's just behavior. He's just bad. And we dealt with that for over a year with the school, trying to say, there's something going on. Well, finally, we decided to get him diagnosed at Children's Mercy Hospital, and that's what they said he had. And we've still been hitting.
Oh, we lost her. I'm sure she'll come back on.
Saying that he's bad, and that there's no issues. He doesn't need an IEP. And so that's where your course came in. And I prayed on it, and I was just at a brick wall. I was crying. I was like, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, it just like the angels started singing. I was on I was on Facebook, and this group came on, and you were on there with the group. Like, you were answering questions. You were the administrator, and you were answering these questions for all these people and talking with these people. And I ended up messaging you, and you actually talked to me, and I was like, wait, this doesn't happen. I saw all these other groups where it was just like question answer, the administrator wasn't there. And it was just amazing that I found your group. And then you mentioned this course. And oh my gosh, that was the most amazing thing that could have ever happened in our lives.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You like kind of skipped ahead, so now I gotta. Okay, what?
oh,
Ask? No, it's okay. So here's my question: Is you came across my page? I'm through Facebook, right? And you saw me go live, and you messaged me, and we've talked, and we've gotten to the core of what's going on with you and your unique situation. Have you found a lot of value in the group and the page? And because obviously you were on that before you bought the course this past week, so what type of value did you find that may be different than something else,
um,
if
the,
anything at all?
oh my gosh, yes. Knowledge, the step-by-step guides that, for number one, the group is moms just like me. You know, we have a connection with each other because we're just trying to do what's right for our children and just trying to get them the school education that they deserve and trying to get them happiness in school. I know kids aren't happy in school, but they deserve to go to school and not be kicked out and not have these behavioral issues, or if they need any guidance or help, they should be able to deserve it. And your Facebook page has all these questions from moms and dads and what they're going through, and there's answers there. There's just so much support and one-on-one with you, and helping all these people along. And that's not even going into the course. I mean, yeah.
So let's go into the course. So what I mean, like I've said, I am I say this when I answer questions. I always say, if I'm going to answer a question, it's going to be factual to the point, and it's not going to be sugar coated, and it's not personal, and I'm straightforward, and I answer it in a factual way. I don't answer it in an opinion way of this is how I've done it. I answer it in a generalistic way, which I totally understand how parents, well, in my situation, which is totally fine. That's what parents do. But for me, being the administrator and being the person that I hope to be in guiding parents along this crazy journey of the IEP, is to actually help and give them factual information that they can then have a basis to go with, that, when they present in an IEP meeting, that they're actually presenting factual information, that can be backed up and supported and cannot be then really argued. So with that said, you were on my group, you're on my page here. And what led you, because when I announced my course and the launch last weekend, I was super excited about it. But what made you all of a sudden, because I didn't come to you and say, hey, you want the course? So you got the course. And so what made you jump at that? And did you have any hesitation?
Hesitation, yes. We are not financially set at all. But what is your child worth to you? I see all these advocates saying, we'll charge $1,000 or whatever. But what is your child really worth to you? 4 payments, my child is worth. We couldn't afford, the flat out fee of $300, a little less than $300 all at once. You made a payment plan for us moms and dads that can't just fork out money out of nowhere. But my child is worth it. My child is worth 4 payments of me being able to represent him and tell the school this is what he deserves. Yes, it's behavioral issues. But what I love in the course is you do the step-by-step guide. And I go throughout the day and I kind of say PPPN. Okay, so what's my problem? How am I going to solve it? You give so simple of things like, what's my problem? How am I going to solve it? I go through the day thinking of those things where before the course, I was just lost. I had no ideas how to start. I had no ideas what to do. And I can't fail as a mom. I can't do that for my son.
Yeah.
And to have this course to be able to allow him to be happy in school, because I, as a mom, know that I've got Raven that's got my back. I've got this group that has my back, and I can go on this group and be able to ask questions that nobody's going to yell at me or get mad at me or say, you're doing the wrong thing. No, it's support system. It's lifting people up. It's, your step-by-step guide, your tragedies that you dealt with through life. You have made a guide for us as moms to be able to use and follow so that we don't have to go through what you did or go through what we're going through right now. We've got the plan. We do the work. We can do it for our kids. And my son is worth it. Sorry, I get emotional talking about that.
Okay. I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate, the honesty, because I myself, want to know, where's people's pain with this, I understand the course is $297 with a payment plan of $4 if people choose to do that. And the fact that today is the last day for anybody to sign up is crazy to me. I'm exhausted, and I'm ready to really take on the group for everybody who's bought the course tomorrow. And we're going to be on Zoom chats, and we're going to be doing role play and all kinds.
I'm so excited for role play. Let me tell you, it gets you out of your comfort zone, and if you role play, I can ace that. I can go into that school and I can be like, bam, I got it.
That's right. And the coolest part about it is, when you see something transpire, all of us getting together and face to face and being able to talk like this, I'm able to say, all right, you guys are everybody around the table. I'm going to show you what I do, exactly how I do it. And then you guys are going to do that back, so that you're practicing. And I'm going to be the opposition. I'm going to be the one throwing out all the problems and the no's and the conflict and the gaslighting and everything else that goes with an IEP. And, that's not saying that we don't have successful ones here and there. We do. All of us do. Some of them we go into and they're we feel okay about it. Sometimes we leave and we're like, it was good, but it could have been better. And then there's the ones that just blow up in our face. And, when you have such a history, or you're just starting and you're going down this path of what I call your IEP career, because most of us, our children's disabilities aren't going to just disappear. So this is a career that we are invested in, not by choice, and by the fact that we have to do it no matter what, and we have to be the best we can be at it. So, parents like you who are invested in that, and, I'm sure there's so many other parents who are as well, that the fact that you've received value. Have you received value in the course? I know we're just kind of started. You're in module 2, you're getting ready to hit module 3. What have you seen so far?
Oh my gosh, yes. And to all the parents out there that are listening to this, where else are you going to be able to, for example, role play? Where else are you going to be able to get this step-by-step guide that I can be at work and I can listen to your lives? I can do this during my regular schedule. I can do it during wrestling season. I just was at a wrestling tournament yesterday and I was doing my workbook during wrestling. I put in my headphones and I was doing my workbook. No matter what situation you are in, if you're just starting the IEP or you've been doing it for years, this course can benefit you no matter where you're at. And where else can you get this? You can't even look at YouTube and see a role play situation where you can practice before you go into that school and you can be knowledgeable and have all this information before you go in. You can't find it anywhere, but on this course, you have Raven right there with you, going through it with you and telling you what to do and how to do it, and say, listen, you ain't doing that because I'm going to private message you and we're going to talk. And, where else can you get that one-on-one personal guidance? I mean, that's worth anything to have that just one-on-one attention and personal with this group of moms and dads going through the same thing. It's worth it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love tearing up emails. That's one of my favorite things to do.
You get into it too.
I do. And, the thing is, in the course, that's what it's about too. You have to know how to write these emails and nail them. I hate emails where it has to go back and forth, and you feel like you're arguing to the computer. And I hate that. I don't have tolerance for it. I don't have tolerance for any of this anymore. And that's why we have to nail it right now, know the process, know how to plan, prepare, present, persuade, and negotiate, get it done and be done, and then go through our educational career with our children and our IEP career with our children, and it be as positive as possible versus, this stress, overwhelm, and, you're just like, please let me just pull my hair out. I can't handle this anymore, which is totally where I was. And so I hope to make things easier for parents, and I'm glad to hear the feedback because I think that's important. I sure as heck give you guys feedback, constructive criticism and all. So I definitely want to hear the feedback, and, positive and negative, and really.
And there's so much that I'm learning with this group. I didn't know there was so much out there in the school system that we could demand, that we could say, listen, this is what I need for my child. I didn't even have special education talk to me during these last 2 years of him getting OSS and ISS, and they just kept saying he was bad. I didn't even know anything about OT, PT, and this group has taught me so much about what services I can get for my son, why I can get them for my son, and it's just amazing to follow and learn.
And bypass that, oh, I live in a small town and they don't offer that and they don't provide that person within our school system, and all those types of things that schools are throwing up on parents, and parents are just saying, oh, okay, and just kind of going with it because they know obviously they live in a rural town or whatever the case may be, and thinking that that's accurate, but it's completely against the law and not appropriate in any way, and actually does not provide their child with FAPE at all. Because if the school systems aren't abiding by the laws in which they're written and follow them, they cannot be participating in FAPE, which is free and appropriate public education, because they're not providing that parent and that child what's needed and appropriate for them to succeed and have educational success. So it's crucial that parents are aware and knowledgeable and know how to get to that table, not just be able to have your foundation of planning and preparing. Nicole was saying right before you, how she's an advocate, she's knowledgeable, but she wanted a fast track of just tell me what to do, and she, it was interesting hearing everybody's perspective, because all three of you guys are different. And I love that. I love that everybody's different. They've gained knowledge in various ways, in different ways. And it goes to show, too, how each of our children are unique in their own way and are different. And that, would you say that this course is for anybody who's going through the IEP process with a child with any disability, or would you say it's narrowed?
Oh my gosh, no, it is not narrowed. I've seen so many people. It's not just autism. It's not just ADHD. It's Down syndrome. It's any type of learning disabilities that they have, any type of, I didn't think just with my son, just having autism and ADHD, that there could be so much provided to him. But through this course and through the learning of, you getting up there and saying, no, this is how it's going to be, and this is what you need to do. There's so much. And like I said, it's, if you're just starting out like me, trying to get an IEP, even though you fought for the last 2 years to keep him in school, or if you've had an IEP for, 3-4 years, this is the process that you can go by to streamline that, to go in there. And I'm going to picture Raven in the back of my head when I go in there and say, yep, we got this. You ain't running over me this time. And I've heard so many parents say, I feel ran over. I feel overwhelmed when I go in, because they have the knowledge. They do this all the time. Well, with this course, you can too. You can have Raven's knowledge. You can have this group's knowledge. And there are hundreds of people on this group that are giving their knowledge too of what they've been through. And with all this success, how can you not do this? How can you not want to better your children's lives?
I have to agree, but I'm a little bit biased. I once and created this course, but with all that said and done, really, truly, and Tara, I think from being around quite some time now, that I'm extremely passionate about helping parents, and I do go above and beyond and do it for free because I'm passionate about it. And, when I created this course, I knew it was worth more, like you guys have said, than $297.
Yeah.
I wanted to also create a payment plan because I also am a mother of a child with special needs. And, I know there's various different situations out there, and I know things are a struggle. I know that $297 may be a hit, but it's not going to kill somebody's budget completely. I know with a payment plan, it's really not going to happen. Would you say it's all about that mindset of, okay, I just got to do this? Is that something you had? Like, okay, I got to do this. I can't think about this anymore because I can't do this anymore.
Just do it. Just don't even. And I am a person that thinks, okay, if I go to the thrift store and I buy a shirt for $10, how many uses out of that shirt? How many days a week am I going to wear it? Is it worth it? But my child is worth everything. It's not that much for all of the information that you're getting, for the group information that you're getting, for your lives that you do. There is so much information in your live videos that you do every week. It's not just once a week. You are going on there and answering questions and answers. You've got the tip of the week. You've got, there is so much information that it's totally worth thousands of dollars. There's no reason why you should not get the 4-plan option and just do it. Don't even think about it anymore. Your child is worth it. My child is worth it.
Right.
My son, when he came home to me one day and said, Mommy, they say I'm bad and I don't want to go back. Don't let that happen to you. You fight for your rights, and this course will allow you to fight and to be able to get the accommodations and everything that your child needs in school and do it efficiently. Just, you got to get the course. There's no other explanations. There's no other options. Click the button, just do it, and don't even think about it. It is worth it. I am telling you, I don't want to cry anymore, so I'm not going to go into it, but do it. It is worth it.
Well, thank you, Tara. I appreciate having you on here. And, I'm so glad to have you guys come on and talk to other parents and, show the value, because I want it to come from other people. I want other people to know that you guys have had success with it, because I'm not the one doing it anymore. I'm the one teaching it and guiding you through this process to create a plan of action, and then go actually. I'm going to kick you guys in the butt and go make you take action. And then you're going to come back to the table, and we have the Zoom chats and the face-to-face Zoom chats and the private Facebook group for the course, where say you go to an IEP and you kind of get nervous and freeze and it didn't work out. Not that you did it wrong, but that you just froze. You get to come back to that support group, and we get to support you, give you positive, reinforcement like we do our kids, and, even be able to dissect, okay, this is what happened. This is what went wrong, and other parents can then collaborate with you and say, hey, I did that too. But what do I say? You just got to get out there and do it. Once you guys have that foundation and you know it by the back of your hand, which you will, and you're going to literally have to just go do it and rinse and repeat. The more you do it, the better you get with anything in life, right? So I love
And you can use it for years.
Yeah.
Years, not just one time fits all. You can use it for the rest of your kids' lives.
Right. So, the course cart ends tonight, right? So anybody that's interested in the course, message me. You can PM me. You can ask any of these parents who've come live. I'm sure they'll give you any type of information you want. And and then also you can message below, and we will all answer you, because they help me out as well, because they're actually taking the course. They can give you more information than I can. I know what's in it and that sort of thing, but I think it's better to hear it from somebody else who's actually going through it, And so that's why I wanted to provide this for you. I'm also going to be bringing other people on. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back on with some other amazing parents, because I think, really getting to know all these amazing ladies like I have. And, just so you know, last week I made them all go live on Facebook for the first time. None of them have ever gone live again. Ever before, And it was so funny how nervous they were, but they poured their heart out into their story. And it really is cool, because instead of like a group where we talk and we communicate with each other, and then on the page, which is what we're on now, there's not a lot of communication. More communication goes on the group, right? But the cool part, Tara just kind of left, but that's okay. Are you there?
I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, my kids are calling me.
That's okay. But with that said, I think it's important to understand that you get that ongoing support, which really the Zoom chat face-to-face and the private group where you get lots of time and attention, I think is priceless, along with the fact that you do get the whole educational vault on my website. All right. So again, if you have any questions, PM me or post below that you're interested, and we'll get you the information. And I hope you guys enjoyed. So Tara, I'll let you go. I know you're busy. You got kids. They're calling you. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye. Okay, bye. All right, guys. So with that said, I just want to really touch base really quick. I'll answer any questions if you guys have any for a few minutes. So ask away. And, I cannot not talk to you about this course. I can't, because it goes against every bit of my character and being and what I'm doing this for. So the reason I started the page, the reason I started the group was to have that ongoing support, but I'm not a support group. I'm not. I am a advocate that's very passionate about guiding and teaching parents about the IEP. There's other pages out there that are a support group, but I am not a support group. I am a group of parents that are going through the IEP process. Some are going through hell, some are, are at a good point at this time. But at the same time, we're all going through this process. So it's more of it is a support in reference to the IEP, but it's not a support group to come and, kind of, talk about your child's day or something like that. It's more educational based, so it's education. So with your IEP career ahead of you, hopefully you can find value and you can let me know if you're interested. If you're not and it's not for you, that's fine and that's okay. But if it is, the cart does close tonight. So again, PM below in the comments or PM me privately and I will get you the link. Okay? So anybody, do you guys have questions? I'll kind of run through these. Sabrina, yes, you can post a 2 now. You are new. Hi, Perla. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Michelle, how are you? And Brittany. All right, so Jennifer, I see you have some questions. I start to watch last night. Wonderful. The principal's always at our IEP. Pointless. Nicole Bittner says, I am at the point, fight for my son's rights as school lets him go 2 days. They use police force to slam him down, oh my God, on concrete when he has aggressive meltdowns. They handcuff him, zip tie. How old is he? Wow. Nicole said Brittany said, Nicole, that's sad. Yeah. Jennifer says, Nicole, mine is in high school and getting suspended. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Marquise. How are you? All right. So I think I need a live conversation with you, Raven. All right. Aw, thanks, Jennifer and Brittany. All right. I think we're kind of it. Has anyone here had them say, we have tried our best to give your child? Of course. Of course. That's their cop out, Hey, we've done our best. We're continuing to do our best. Or, in reference to progress. Oh, we're still working on it. We're still working on it. I'm not really sure why he hasn't mastered, his goals that we put in play for him that we all agreed on. But, we're still working on it. And that doesn't mean that doesn't happen occasionally. But if it becomes, repetitive, then that's inappropriate. That means they're not pushing your child how they should be pushed because they need to have high expectations of our children, just like they have high expectations of children with non-disabilities. So they actually have to look at our kids the way they look at children with non-disabilities and have the same expectations for them, even if they can't accomplish them all. Having low expectations of anybody is not going to give them the love and support that they can and have to do better, because believe it or not, they want to. So, with the love and support and care, children can do all kinds of things that will surprise us. All right. All right. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I hope you appreciated having these 3 amazing ladies on. I'm going to come live later on today, probably, I'm not sure. I'm thinking like 6:30. What do you guys think? Post below what you think as far as a time. And I'm East Coast time. So I'm going to bring these parents on. We're going to talk. We're going to go into more depth of, everything that they're thinking. And I like the fact that you are hearing their perspective. So if you're hopping on now, you've got to watch the whole thing. I had 3 amazing parents on here talk about their stories and things that they're going through. And again, post 1 below if you're new, post 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. And if you're interested at all in the course, the cart does close in a couple hours. So message me. You can PM me on my phone. I will have it with me this evening, or you can post on the comments below. Okay. And hopefully you got some value from what these parents have said. They're actually going through it right now. So I felt who better to talk in reference to what their thought is other than people that are actually in it and doing it. So hopefully you found value in that. All right. I will talk to you guys soon, and I will see you. Nicole says 7 p.m. So yeah, that sounds like a good time. So 7 p.m. tonight, I will do a couple more interviews, and we will go from there. And again, the cart closes in just a couple hours. Talk to you guys soon.